call this meeting of the City of Salem Legislative Subcommittee to order. Present are Bennett, Anderson, and Hoy, and staff to be identified. Why don't we move ahead to Mr. Martin and his update?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you. We are in the heightened state of a super compressed short legislative session. A lot of people have been doing a lot of good work behind the scenes. Just to let council know and you, Mr. Mayor, and all the staff know what I've been up to. Mainly, again, really concentrating on funding. So the meetings that I have had, first and foremost, right before session, met with then co-chair Rayfield, who everybody now knows is Speaker Rayfield. Certainly good for us. Have shared all our priorities with him. And then met with the new co-chair. He wanted to make sure that I shared all that with the new co-chair, which is Tana Sanchez. And as folks may know, she's married to a Grand Ronde tribal member and is tribal herself. So we've got.
How could this be?
We've certainly got a good connection there and shared all that with her. So she is very much aware of what we're doing. I have a meeting on February 22nd with co-chair Elizabeth Steiner Hayward. Again, she's already got her information, but I want to make sure to go over that with her. And then, of course, met with the majority leader, Rob Wagner, who you know, Mr. Mayor, from your education days. Senator Wagner, very aware of our needs and what's in the hopper for us. And then the new majority leader, Julie Fahey out of Eugene, who again, we've got very good relationships with, made sure to share this with her. So she has that information. I then met with Councilor / Representative Hoy, made sure he had that, had a meeting with Representative Raquel Moore Green to make sure that she was aware of what we're working on, and then shared the rest of the information with the Salem delegation. So everybody should be up to speed on our funding priorities. Okay. And as we look today, we will see one of two Christmas tree bills that I think we'll have an opportunity to get in. So I will be watching that at 1 o'clock, Mr. Mayor, and I will leave the rest up to my colleague Courtney to move on about some policy stuff.
Now has Peter Courtney signed off on all this stuff, or are we in this, or did you keep that Peace Plaza in your folder?
We did, shared all that information with the Senate president, shared that with Lisa, who is new in there. And I had a big, long meeting with Anna Braun early. That's been handed off to Derek and Lisa within the Senate president's office. So he was certainly aware of our needs. The revenue forecast came out. Obviously, it looks good. I think that should play well. And again, I mean, I think the work that we've done in looking at our 3 priority areas, it really fits with the theme of what's going on statewide. I know you've been working with some other municipalities, Mr. Mayor, to get some things on the record and to put out an opinion piece, but I think timing is certainly on our side for this. And these are things that we need to get done. Obviously, we are also having the conversation that say, not only do we need this one-time funding, but we need to make sure these programs work well into the future. So yes, we will tackle that down the road, but people are aware that good ideas don't go too far without good funding too, and certainly operations and operational costs. So I think we're looking pretty good.
Great. Yeah, just for the other counselors, Mayor Wheeler called yesterday and we talked for a while about some ideas he's got, particularly looking at some spending patterns they've seen in some other states, looking for ways of getting investment in some parts of the homeless cost profile. The one that he was particularly focused on was with me, and he a bit about just the solid waste problem and how to find some help in dealing with what really is a fairly substantial solid waste issue. But I'll try to keep you informed as that develops. He has been trying to put together, I think it's him, me, the mayor of Eugene, the mayor of Mosier, and I think it was the mayor of either Beaverton or Tualatin, and I can't remember one of those. They're all the same, but one of those guys. And I'm not, around a guest opinion, and that has changed so dramatically. I can't really tell you yet what it does or says, but what he's trying to do, I can tell, is he's really trying hard. And it always helps everybody is to raise awareness of what these cost issues are looking like at the local level, and wanting to focus, I think, from solid waste right away onto mental health and addiction, that we really need to get the state aimed in that direction at a statewide level. So we'll see how that develops, but I will try to keep you informed as I begin to better understand what he's after. And I think he's changing. He's kind of clarifying it for himself.
And if I could add too, Mayor Bennett, from the staff side, there's, I don't know if they're calling themselves the Group of Seven. It feels very international in its flavor, but it's very Oregon focused. The communities that are participating in a data gathering sort of exercise to demonstrate the cost of providing services to our unhoused population, from temporary emergency shelter to some of the mental health and substance abuse support services, and to your point, the solid waste or the litter pickup. We're all providing data and background information for that purpose. It includes Eugene, Medford, Bend, Hillsborough, Gresham, and Beaverton, and Salem. So that's the 7. And so that's, to your point, the Mayor Wheeler is on, and Eugene's mayor are really sort of pushing. I was just on a League of Oregon Cities call, and they were discussing some of the messaging and some of the movement around that issue. And I believe there will be a series of meetings and some additional background information provided shortly. It sounded like as early as Monday.
Well, my conversation with Mayor Wheeler, I find the solid waste interesting, but I'm really focusing, as we've continued to talk about as a council, on mental health and substance abuse as really, really the appropriate area for the state to get much, much more involved in. And the other thing that it clearly is prompting the mayor's pushing this is the press reports of the $400 million and good revenue and all the rest of it, that there's, he's seeing, I think, an opportunity on a broader basis, looking at it kind of statewide. And of course, when you look at anything statewide, half of it goes to Portland. So he's very transparent. He understands we understand the economics of what he's doing. I hated to break it to him as an old education lobbyist, what he needs to talk about is OEA and what do they think of this idea. So anyway.
Thank you for
what do you want to do next?
Well, if you're amenable, we'd like to discuss a couple of bills of interest that we were hoping to get legislative committee support.
Okay.
The first one is Senate Bill 1518, and that's a REACH code bill. And if you have any questions, Eunice is on the call.
What's a REACH code?
Eunice, do you want to step in?
The REACH code, this bill is very similar to the one last year that we supported, that would allow but not require cities to essentially adopt the REACH code, which is a more energy efficient code that would require buildings that are built to be built at a more efficient standard. So it doesn't require cities to do it, but it would allow cities to adopt it.
And I've heard, Mr. Mayor, there's going to be a task force. Have you heard that, Eunice? I've heard it's probably not going to pass, and they're setting up a task force now.
It just screams task force. It really does.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion on this bill.
Okay. Let's see, Chris, you're there. Tom? What do you guys think? Do you want to support that? Is that okay?
I'm definitely supportive of it.
Tom? Well, I support it, so that's 2-1. I don't know, Tom.
I must have jinxed.
That's enough. We can move ahead.
I must have jinxed Councilor Anderson.
What?
I must have jinxed him with the technology comment.
Exactly. Well, Hoy and I want to have this go ahead, so we'll move that one along.
Got it.
Okay, what else you got?
The next one is about broadband governance and equity, and there's a summary in the packet. And if you have questions, Ryan's available to answer some high-level questions. The position is articulated in the packet. So
This just says it modifies the composition and duties of the Oregon Broadband Advisory Council.
yeah, maybe you should come on, Ryan, and give us a little backstory.
I could fill it in also. I'm actually a co-sponsor of this bill.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Chris.
Basically what it does is it gives some authority and some function to this group that was established previously, and it makes it a functioning body and helps. It's going to help us get more broadband out throughout the state.
Okay. Does it get us any more broadband, or it just puts it up in Gates? What's the deal?
I don't know about Salem, but it's good for the entire state. I can tell you that, because it's going to give this group, and Ryan might have more specificity on it, but it's going to give this group some authority.
Okay, Ryan, does it get us anything?
I don't think it's going to get us anything specifically. A lot of the focus is on rural areas of Oregon, and of course, we don't have much rural here in Salem. But as Councilor Hoy mentioned, it's good for the state overall, and it helps provide a plan. I think one thing it will do is there's some oversight in terms of mapping that could provide us a better understanding of where the true need is.
Okay, well, everybody okay? Tom?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. I've been getting in and out of the, I see where we are. I mean, I keep getting kicked out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because it says my internet connection is unstable. I've missed all the, as well as I am, I've missed all the stuff, and I see we're worth on 4092, just so I agree with report one on the first bills, 1506 and 18, and I agree with support one on 56. So I voted on my relation.
Great. Perfect. That's where we are on these two. So we're all fine on this one. What's the next one?
He's gone again. The next one is House Bill 4155, and it's about ensuring and protecting security for our network. And Tiffany is available should you have questions on that bill.
4155.
Yes, please.
Does it give us any money or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, can't hurt. Will they pay the ransom when the ransomware comes through? I mean, what's the deal? I'm trying to figure out. This is like a lot of committees. Is that what we're doing here, Justin? They're kind of dodging the bullet. Is that the?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to rely on Tiffany for this one.
Okay. Well, Tiffany, what do you got here?
It's more of a committee.
Okay.
We don't expect to get much benefit from it, but it's possible.
Why are these bills in front of us? I'm not quite tracking this. Okay, I'm sure we're fine on them, but they don't mean anything and they don't affect us. So I'd like to know we're going to look at bills that affect us in the future, maybe. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know where these bills come from.
Well, we had quite a few to go through, and these were the bills that we felt were worth bringing forward. They are sometimes vague, more vague in the beginning and take shape towards the end, but we did want to make sure that we had an opportunity to weigh in on those.
Okay,
bills.
we're for them. Let's go.
The next one is
next?
police response to disturbances. That's House Bill 4131, and Deb is here with us to answer any questions about that bill.
Well, Deb, what's the impact on us on this one?
There we go. Well, the impact is we hoped that the city can support this bill. It really does provide clarity to the bill that was passed last legislative session. And it provides more definitions. So we really hope that we can support this one.
Well, Deb, does it give you the kind of crowd control measures you need, or just tell you what you can't use in a clearer fashion?
Kind of both. It clarifies.
Okay.
It clarifies, but yes, with this amended bill, it will allow us to to be able to better respond appropriately to disturbances and.
Will it? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, this is a fix to a previous bill. Most jurisdictions and law enforcement have been
Right.
involved in the development of this fix, and they are supportive.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, Chris. I just wonder if it goes far enough, but,
We
okay,
have,
so we're all in favor of this?
I am in favor of it.
Me too.
Okay,
The last two have to do with the marijuana tax revenues, and they each do different things. One just ties it to CPI, and the other one would allow local up to 10% with voter approval. Josh, do you want to clarify anything I've just said or add in?
The one thing I note is on Senate Bill 1506, it allows you to go from 3% to 10%. The one caveat there is the incremental increase, 20% of that goes to the counties. So the local counties. So it's some history there, but that's the deal that was made. I'm not sure, Justin, if you watch the public hearing, if you think it's moving forward.
well, one question is, does that require the counties to have allowed marijuana sales to occur? I mean, where you're
It
in a
does.
county that doesn't allow it, can they demand part of the money?
No, if they don't allow the marijuana sales, they don't get any of the money.
Okay,
And then the other bill, 4056, it's moving pretty quickly, and it just puts an escalator on the state share revenue, and it would be a direct impact to us. It's very small, but appreciated.
but it's positive.
It is, yes.
Okay.
I hope we support that one. I just voted yes on it on the House. floor.
Yeah, I think we absolutely do. Thank you for your yes vote.
You are welcome.
Yeah. Tom, I don't mean to speak for you. You okay on getting more money from dope?
He's dropped off again. I'm sure he'll come
Okay,
back.
I'm sure he is.
So those are that's the extent of the bills that we had to share.
Okay.
So if you have any other questions, maybe we can get Counselor Hoy, I don't know if you could give us an up-to-date report on the two that you've sponsored. It may be inconvenient.
One I'm following, last time there was a real serious lobbying effort on self-service gas. I was the lobbyist on that, and I got hearing after hearing after hearing on self-service gas. But I just challenge you to go try to pump your own in this state. So I notice it's back up. Will we get self-service gas? What do you think, Justin?
Your guess is as good as mine. You're closer to that issue than I was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm about 40 years from that issue right now.
Well, it seems like the traditional issues, right? That one, sales tax.
Sales
et
tax,
cetera.
yeah.
Everybody talks about them and they never end up going anywhere. Now, Counselor Hoy's on the inside now, so he might have a better sense, but well, I don't know.
I have an electric car. Let me just say that.
You don't care.
Me too, me too.
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Chris? Is it got any hope, or is it just a series of hearings?
I think there is some hope.
Okay. Well, keep us posted, would you? That will be interesting to see if that actually occurs.
I will keep you posted.
Thanks. Anything else, Chris? How are your bills doing?
We have a work session on the microshelter siding bill coming up on Monday. I'm very hopeful about that. I have a lot of support so far. It's been very good. We've had a lot of great testimony. The other one is in rules, and I'm working on it.
That's your payment in lieu of taxes?
Correct.
Okay. Well, yell if you need anything.
I definitely will do that. Thank you.
Okay.
And that's all we had today.
Anything, Tom?
No, I've been going in and out of the meetings, is why I said I support the positions been articulated.
And we move those forward. Those are all,
Okay, good.
yeah, we
Nothing
pass
else.
those forward. I was just thinking if you had anything else you wanted to ask about or share.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Justin, anything else?
That's it for now, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, great. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.